Welcome rail fans to a new Let's Catch a Train video. This episode is very special to me for two reasons. Number one is Reading and Northern's RDCs. Although I have ridden on them before, today will be my first time catching them in action as a rail fan. Number two is Reading and Northern's 425, the Blue Beauty, my favorite steam locomotive. Today is her final run because she is set to go down for her 1472 inspection, which will put her out of service for 5 years. The plan is to catch both of them coming through the Tamaqua Tunnel and then arriving in Jim Thorpe. Later on in the day, hopefully catch them departing Jim Thorpe and heading through the tunnel once again. That's the plan. We'll see how well things go. If you're as excited as I am, all you need to do is to sit back, relax, and come along with me for this latest episode of Let's Catch a Train. Alright, so I'm at my first location, got everything set up. Behind me is the tunnel. Actually looks pretty ominous, it's dark, and on the other side it's really foggy. So I have 3 cameras rolling. Camera 1 is my Panasonic, which is right there. It's going to be a zoomed in shot of the tunnel itself. Camera number 2 is my DJI Osmo Action 3, which is going to be a low to the ground shot. And camera number 3 is over there, which is DJI Osmo Action 1, a side profile shot coming out of the tunnel. So you're going to get 3 different views, 3 different perspectives as the RDCs and 425 comes rolling through the tunnel. Are you over there?
Yeah, I was right on.
So you're probably wondering, why are you looking at me? Why are we not watching more trains? Well, I need to explain what happened. So the footage you saw took place at Tamaqua Tunnel. And for the most part, everything went according to plan as far as the angles, the timing, everything of the sorts. Once the trains came by, myself and RJ went back to our vehicles and we were going to make our way into Jim Thorpe to try to catch them arriving. Well, we were on what is called Tuscarora Park Road, I believe it's called. That's where Tamaqua Tunnel is accessed from. So we followed back out to Route 309. And those who know, Route 309 is a heavily used road. And where Tuscarora Park Road meets 309, it's a double lane road in both directions on a hill around a curve. So it's a really tricky area to get out of. And I was actually following RJ. He usually knows the best, quickest routes to get to locations down that way. And I was behind him, and we were coming out to the end of the Tuscarora Park Road to 309. And there's a stop sign there, and it was RJ, me behind him, and at the time I didn't know there was a car in front of RJ. And I was keeping an eye on him, keeping an eye on traffic coming down the hill. And I saw him going like this. Come on, it's clear. You can make it out. That's something he's done plenty of times when we've gone places. I followed him. He usually waved me to come on, it's okay, it's all clear. So I saw him start accelerating. I started accelerating a little bit. I turned back to look to make sure it's clear. And as I was doing so, when it was clear, I accelerated even more, turned back around, and RJ was at a dead stop, and I collided with him. And safe to say, my car got the worst of it. Him driving an F-250 Super Duty truck compared to my Ford Escape, you could imagine, who fared for the better. But I'm going to get into more detail about that. So let me start off by saying that at 41 years of age, been driving since I was 16. Actually been driving since I was earlier, being taught to drive before I was 16. This is my first ever car accident. First time I've ever collided with someone or something. So I really prided myself on being a good driver, an excellent driver, having a clean driving record. Never had any issues at all. But unfortunately that changed today. Now, by law, I'm obviously at fault. If anyone hits someone from behind, they're automatically to blame regardless of the circumstances. By theory though, it's partially RJ and partially the person in front of RJ, because what happened is there was a car in front of RJ. I couldn't see because his truck's so big. From my understanding, what RJ explains, that car started going because it was all clear. RJ started going when he was waving all clear. That car in front of him, for some reason, jammed down their brakes and stopped even though there was no cars coming, which forced him to jam on his brakes. And with me assuming it was all clear and he was accelerating, I ended up hitting him from behind. So, what else can I say? I am a bit shook up mentally. It happened just a few hours ago. This is still the same day. And I'm really worried about the car. That's a car I've had since 2018. I love the car. It's taken me so many places. It's taken me down to Florida, down to Tennessee, other places. It's just this super reliable car. I have so many memories tied to it. But with that collision though, it was pretty bad. So RJ in the back of his truck has a towing hitch with the ball on it. Well, that's about the same level as my radiator. So my radiator basically got pushed in and obviously busted. The car was leaking antifreeze, leaking oil, and airbags went off. The steering wheel airbag went off, and the lower one for the knee area went off. From what happened, I don't have any major injuries, nothing that I know of, nothing broken, no lacerations, no nothing like that. Neck and shoulder is stiff. I did decline medical attention just because I said if it gets worse, I'll go get checked out. My knees though, especially my left knee, does have a little bit of bruising from the airbag. It's basically red and sore to the touch. And I guess I'll see how things feel tomorrow. I actually had Jill crack my back a bit because it was just really stiff. Took some Tylenol, so I'm hoping things get better from here, but if not, I will get treated. The car had to get towed out. They had to bring a a rollback in to pick up the car and take it to their facility until the insurance gets involved to decide what's going to happen. My fingers are crossed that it can be repaired, because it would just make life easier to have that car back and be able to drive it and just go forth with this behind me. If they total it, then I'm basically starting from square one, having to find a car, and it's just a long, drawn-out process. Now is not the time I want to do that right before Christmas, to have to worry about anything like this. This is just horrible timing. Not that any time is good for a car crash, but this just could be worse timing for more than one reason, but right before the Christmas holiday, it doesn't help. RJ's truck, from first glance, it doesn't look all that bad. His bumper is pushed under, but he knows his truck best. He looked under. He thinks that his frame is bent a little bit. So I hit him pretty hard. I mean, he got jolted. His truck got pushed forward. So I was going probably 10 miles an hour, and he was at a dead stop. So he may have some more damage than what is visible. Hoping it's nothing too significant, but we both have insurance. Insurance is going to take care of it, obviously. But that unfortunately put the end to my day. Never made it to Jim Thorpe. RJ, from my understanding, did go on with the rest of his day because he was still able to drive his vehicle. I had Jill come down and pick me up at that location and back home just to kind of recuperate. Being my first car wreck, though, car accident, like I said, I'm just mentally shook up. When it first happened, I was shaking just from the adrenaline, the shock. I'm better now, but I'm sure I'm going to have some afterthoughts, maybe some dreams about it, maybe some apprehension in the future with driving, because it's the first time it ever happened, and it's just unfortunate. I mean, to be in a car accident's one thing, but to be in a car accident with a good friend of yours is another thing, and I don't blame him whatsoever. I mean, by law, he's not to blame, but just in theory of the chain of events, I mean, I wouldn't have hit him if he didn't wave, "Come on, all clear," but it was my responsibility to make sure, that I didn't hit him. Anything could happen at any time to anyone. No one has the all clear from accidents. Some people go their whole life in no accidents, and I applaud you. I was hoping to be one of those people. But with that being said, with the footage you saw, the RDCs came through, blazing fury, really fast. And the thing I wanted to point out, which I may have done during the editing, is that the tunnel was loaded with fog. And when the RDC and 425 came through, it pushed the fog out and basically just, went out like this. It was like a big cloud. It was really neat to see in person and even on camera. Still photos aren't my best just because it was moving so fast. Wasn't great lighting, but the footage is what I was really hoping for. And from what I could tell, which I watched back previously, before getting home, it looks like it came out pretty good. So I'm glad I got to see 425 before it's shut down for 1472 inspection. So as I was editing this video, I got contacted by my friend Jamie, who gave me some fantastic news. Turns out that today was not her final run. They announced later on in the day that 425 will be running 4 more times, basically 2 weekends in December. So that means even though I didn't get to see as much as I wanted to of her today, I have chances again next month to see her in action. So rest assured, it will be out for one of those dates to catch 425 the Blue Beauty in action. And RDCs I got to see in person as a rail fan, so I accomplished both my goals today. I just wish I was able to share much more with you than what I was able to. Just unfortunate chain of events. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to at least fill you in as to what happened. I did share some posts on Facebook, and I know there was a lot of people, wondering what happened, if I'm okay. That's the most important thing. I'm glad I'm okay. I'm able to stand here and talk to you and share what happened. Material possessions like cars can be replaced, but I do hope I get it back. But let's hope that's the one and only thing that happens as far as a car accident, because I don't want to go through that again. It's not a fun experience, and especially when it's involving a person that you're close with, that you're friends with. So anyways, guys, I don't have anything else to say. I just want to thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoy the train footage, however short it was. And like always, I'll see you in the next video.